even a strange, childish little boy like you might stumble on some bittersweet love if you're lucky.
What's that, Bear? Bittersweet love?
I said that one to you.
Right. We're the Bittersweet Gamers.
I'm We Squared.
I'm the Opinionator, and I bet you're wondering what the heck we're doing. We're actually going to finish up all the free time events we missed.
In school mode, of course.
We're going to release about one of these per week. We don't really know how long they're going to take.
Right, we just got to the free time events, so
Yeah, and we don't know how much time it's going to take us to do school mode. This is not a Let's Play of school mode. We're just doing the free time events. We're going to pick a character and run with them
all the way, yeah.
all the way, and then move on to another character. We're going to start with Byakuya, because that seems appropriate.
You can also use the trip tickets I gave you to go adventuring with your friends.
And we might show that, though, because that might be interesting, whatever it is.
If it's an event and not just like I went and hung out somewhere.
Yeah, but we're not trying to show school mode, so
We want to make that clear.
So let's get on with the show! We also put the voices in Japanese just so we can actually hear what they sound like. Normally, I play games the Japanese option if it's available, so it's been interesting playing it in English, which we chose for accessibility.
Right.
But it is nice to hear them both.
There are some characters that I hear their voice clips and I'm like,
But it's not fair to judge.
That's true.
We've gone through a whole game with the English cast, and we haven't even done a trial, and have just heard a couple of ano ne and tsumari. So it's like, what sort of judgment could we really have?
Yeah.
Anyway, that's enough!
Pretty convenient they're all lining the halls like this, isn't it?
It's so nostalgic.
What are you doing outside Mondo's room? We're going to trade hair tips.
Hey, Byakuya. I know you don't really like me all that much at all, but I was kind of hoping that we could hang out with you first, because you're a super popular character and we'll get more clicks that way.
Help me, Makoto. So weak. I have no interest in a commoner like you.
But Byakuya...
You bastard! How did you get your hands on this?
Byakuya?
Even the collective force of the entire Togami Corporation wouldn't be enough to obtain this gem.
Is something wrong?
I'm going to hold on to this.
Byakuya, I just have one question for you. Beef, chicken, or pork?
What are you talking about, Makoto?
Oh, thank God! The right one's back!
A bird in the hand is worth two in the bush. The chicken in my hands is far tastier than the beef inside the freezer. What the hell am I talking about?
That's profound! You're saying a bird in the hand is worth two in the bush, but... Dramatic eyebrow raise!
It's a proverb. It means if you can only obtain something inferior, that's still better than longing for something better.
Isn't that actually a more complicated explanation of it than the actual phrase, though?
I suppose so, you are correct.
Then, yeah, I know what it means, but so what?
Put another way, if all you have nearby is a loser, that's better than a proper assistant far away.
Also, something that I didn't realize, God, I can't remember the dude's name, his voice actor. I think it's time to look at Google to make sure. Hold on. Ishida Akira, that was it. This dude's a superstar. You know, I honestly would have actually probably liked Byakuya more from the beginning if they would have put it in Japanese just because of him.
Well, you know, in P5, once we found out that Shido was voiced by Char...
Yeah. I mean, I am a Japanese voice actor junkie. I just don't remember everybody's names.
Right.
But I'm frequently like, I'll just hear somebody grunt in the background and I'm like, oh, it's so-and-so.
Makoto, be my assistant. I mean, secretary.
What is up with this?
This is some weird parallel world stuff.
We did not plan it this way. We did not plan it this way at all. This is just the way it happened.
Such ignorance.
There's only one thing I want to say to you, skinny boy. Hajime, become my assistant.
You know what? Isn't this the second event for both characters?
Yeah, it's the second event for both of them.
Because both Byakuyas have the exact same second event. Nice. What?
A useless commoner like you could never hope to earn more than, say, $100,000 a year.
How is Makoto getting $100,000 a year?
I think he's being generous. I don't know. But as my secretary, you would be guaranteed an ample salary and job security for the rest of your life.
Isn't this a great compliment and actually a quite fantastic opportunity?
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure he's about to say something in the next line or two that's just going to be completely insulting. And in honor of it being my birthday today...
Or whenever it is that we hang out with you this time.
How about I multiply your already impossible expectations by, 5.5?
Hold on! You're multiplying my expectations for your birthday? That's cruel! You know what he's about to do!
Yeah!
$100,000 times 5.5? You mean... this is much harder in Japanese with bass, like the wrong type of bass in terms of counting. I always have to sit around and do it on my fingers.
Okay.
Like Jews, Yaku, Sem, Woku, and you're like, I can't keep it all. Anyway. $550,000? That's like board member money!
Of course, as my secretary, you wouldn't be a mere servant.
I'd be one of the most powerful people in the world! Except that there aren't any Togamis left, but that's not the point.
At some point, I would want you to become an actual assistant, taking the lead on important projects. Assuming you produce acceptable results, you could even become a core part of the Togami Corporation.
I am waiting for you to literally take a dump on my head.
You know, as a janitor or something. You have no reason to refuse.
You're right, I don't. This is all so sudden. I don't get why, but he seems serious about it, and for a regular, boring, ordinary, average guy like me, this is probably the most horrible thing that could ever happen to me. Still, I'm sorry, but I'm gonna have to say no.
I'm trying to give you a chance to enter the battlefield of life and claim victory. Most commoners will never get that chance. This is literally a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Do you understand? This is your chance. If he isn't about to pull something funny, isn't this kind of...
radically not out of character, but radically defying expectations.
Especially how he'd been acting.
If you do this early in the game, it wouldn't quite make sense, I guess, but it would make him seem...
But you can only really hang out with him, like, once. Until...
No, you've got all of Chapter 1 if you want it.
Yeah, that's true.
But then, like, you get to the next part, like, from Chapter 2, you basically have a long period of time where you can't hang out with him at all. Like, this would make sense after that.
Yeah.
Huh, this is interesting, though.
This is your one and only chance to rise above the 99%.
Even as he's being extremely hostile while doing it and consider the music playing, you know?
Yeah.
This is just fascinating.
Are you really so scared of having to fight to compete in order to win?
This is like better for Makoto than it is for Byakuya, don't you think? Like it's more gives you more information on him.
I mean, like you said, if this happened after all those trials when Byakuya could see Makoto's ability, then this would make a lot of sense.
It would be like really profound isn't the word I'm looking for, but it's like it would really have an emotional effect. Whereas early in the game it'd just be odd.
Yeah, what?
It's not that I'm scared. It's that I want to succeed based on my own effort. I want to find my own battlefield, not just win because of nepotism.
I don't understand that sentiment.
The ultimate nepotist! I don't want it handed to me. I want to earn it. I want to find something I'm willing to fight and die for. that's the only way I'll be satisfied.
You know, if Makoto talked more like this in the regular dialogue, we wouldn't have been so hard on him in the beginning. Then you meant what you said earlier. That if you can live a life that you're satisfied with, that's all that matters. I'm glad to see you passed my test.
I see. Huh? Your test?
That's right. The mere thought of someone like you as my secretary makes me physically ill.
Oh, Byakuya, you've reminded me of how much I hate your guts. Nice to see you back, buddy.
We can just appreciate his growth all the more.
His growth? Wait, so then...
The salary offer still stands, of course. It's yours if you want it. I don't need you spreading rumors that Byakuya Togami doesn't honor his word.
I see. So he'd basically be paying me to do nothing. In a way, I almost regret my decision. If I didn't look so cool there,
right,
then I'd be able to be like, actually, I would like $550,000 a year for doing nothing, please.
But I must say, I just don't understand you. I mean, technically, this is still really early in the game.
It's whenever it is.
You don't want to fight, and yet you don't flee from the battle either.
No. You're wrong on that one. The difference is what you're thinking of as a fight and what Makoto, and frankly, what I'm thinking of as the fight aren't the same thing. However, in the end, both you and I are seeking the same victory. And as it turns out, that's even the victory that we won.
Yeah.
But your way is not the only way to fight. That's why we yelled at you so much throughout the game. It's like I said. For me, happiness comes from living the life I want to live.
Easy enough to say.
Impossible enough for you to understand considering your own circumstances in your life. It's literally completely alien to you.
He never got to live how he wanted.
Yeah. That's actually kind of a thing that is sad. I don't mean that as an insult.
Right,
Just like you said, he never got this opportunity.
Now you have to enforce your will until the very end, which you did. So, there. If you can do that, if you can make it to the end, I'm afraid I'll be forced to acknowledge you.
Then that's exactly what I'll do. Someday. Absolutely.
I don't expect much from you, but I'll be waiting.
That was really nice.
I really liked that. Not just because of the weird similarities.
I would say that if you got that, considering where we are in all of this, we get a lot more out of it. Mm-hmm. But it wouldn't... I'm not so sure it would have made him look a lot better had we gotten it earlier. But, I mean, it certainly wouldn't have made him look any worse.
Yeah. I kind of think it would have made him look a little better. But...
Well, it just sort of indicates how foreign their approaches are, which is why they butted heads for the game.
Yeah, but it's like once he was all like, I could kill people, I could kill all of you, then it would be like, nope, out the window.
Hey, how do we get more presents? Do we even need to give people presents? I mean, I kind of want to do it fast. So presents seem good, but we are going to run out like this. We've got a trillion, billion, gajillion, zillion coins, but... well, this is creepy.
How do you still not understand?
Understand what?
I've been sacrificing all this valuable time of mine for your sake.
Is that how you think?
But it's all amounted to nothing.
Why? Because I haven't become a clone of you?
We simply have nothing to talk about. We could talk forever and a day, and I would gain nothing from it.
But the more we come to understand each other, bonds and all that...
You and I will never understand each other.
You're wrong, buddy.
We live in different worlds. Our way of life, our ways of thinking are totally incompatible.
If you're thinking like that and saying that, aren't you the one who's closing yourself off? Isn't, in fact, that's what Makoto is objecting?
You're a loser, so go ahead and live your loser life. Make a bunch of loser friends.
And don't assume that people who are different can ever get along with each other.
Right?
Or accept each other, let alone understand each other.
Yeah, that's stupid. Then together, you can lick each other's loser wounds with your loser tongue. Oh god, I don't want to talk about tongues.
You don't have to keep saying loser.
やめろ。
Whether your self-indulgence is a lie or not, it doesn't matter. Whatever happens, I'm going to keep on fighting, and I'm going to keep on winning.
そうだ。
That's one thing that will never change.
But having to win all the time, doesn't that make your life kind of hard?
Such is the fate of the chosen.
I strongly disagree with that. I mean, I know the sentiment that he means.
Yeah.
But the thing is if you take that approach to it, if you look at it that way, then doesn't that mean that you're saying, well, if you don't worry about doing well, then everything's real easy? Like, isn't that saying, well, I don't need to put forth any effort because that's too hard?
That does kind of seem like that's what he's saying.
I mean, there's some degree of that as an implication, and everybody should exert effort.
Yeah.
Seriously. The Chosen. Listen, I've been meaning to ask you. You keep talking about the Chosen. What does that mean exactly? The way you say it, it seems a lot heavier than how I normally think of it.
まあいいだろう。
Fine. If I'm going to waste my time with you anyway, I may as well explain this one last thing. I'll tell you how I became known as the ultimate affluent progeny.
There's a story behind that? Why wouldn't there be?
つまり、
It has to do with the secret to the Togami family's prosperity. Alchemy turning lead into gold.
Is that all?
Our success comes from our family's rather peculiar inheritance system.
Peculiar inheritance? What do you mean?
You see, our family head never takes a wife.
Yeah? So, so you breed?
Rather, he couples with exceptional women the world over in order to bear as many children as possible.
So he's saying that he's basically like 4th century Chinese emperors.
Kind of, yeah.
All over the world?
They then make the children compete, and only one can come out on top. So he did have to work for it. He had to overcome all of his siblings to become the ultimate.
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of heavily implied that he had done some awful stuff to get there.
And whoever it is earns the right to become the next head of the family.
You mean you have to fight your own brothers and sisters?
You go on about fighting your friends, but son, I've got you beat.
I don't know about that. If you got 55 brothers, are they really your family at all?
No, I know, I did.
そうだ。
For my battle, there were 15 of us in total.
Okay, so we're not talking like Cao Cao levels of like 200 wives and, oh no, but he did have like over 50 kids.
When all was said and done, only one was still standing. The youngest brother. Me.
Now, what do you mean by still standing?
I really don't like the implications there. In the entire history of the Togami family, the youngest male had never won.
Jeez, that sounds brutal. I can't even imagine something like that.
なんだ。
So, now do you understand?
I understand that you're unfortunately crazed.
I won my title in open combat. That is how I became the ultimate affluent progeny.
Like what type of competition?
Macrame. I was not born into greatness. I had to earn it.
つまりだ。
I put my life on the line, and I earned the right to be called the chosen.
Like I said, what did they actually compete in.
Right?
I kind of don't think that they were just like, I don't know, thrown onto a deserted island and told to kill each other.
I would hope not.
You put your life on the line, then what about your siblings?
I put their lives on the line too. Duh! Dead.
Dead?
黙れ。
I don't mean that literally, of course. I just wanted to see your reaction. They became dead to the family, unfit for the name of Togami. Of course, for them, it really is like death. They're forced to become one of the 99%. One of you.
But it must have been really hard, right?
You can't even imagine. Which is why the survivor is recognized as the chosen.
I'd ask for more details, but I suspect that's going to come up in the next event.
The next what? When you take over as the head of the family, all the weight of that family comes to rest on your shoulders.
Right.
つまり、
That is how dedicated I am. I am forever dedicated to keep on winning. And so I shall.
I think more than anything else, it's the drive. Like, he seriously has that level of drive, and that level of drive is good.
Yeah.
I think that you should not just, like, do things half-heartedly. If you're gonna do it, then do it. If you're not gonna do it, then don't.
Otherwise, I would feel only pity for those I'd already defeated.
Byakuya pretty much said he carries the weight of always having to win. Winning comes naturally to him.
All I'll say at this point is that I'm going to win this game too.
And ultimately, I mean, he did.
Yeah.
He won it by stopping playing it in the way that Monokuma was telling him to, and in the way that would actually win.
It's been a long time since I've had so much fun. I need to get as much enjoyment out of it as possible.
何度も言わせるな。
And in the end, I will stand victorious. I won't lose to the mastermind, or you, or anyone else. Even as the rest of you fall one by one, I will live, and I will win.
This right here. The second, like, Byakuya 2, because obviously at this point we don't know, or perhaps in the future for somebody who finds this video, we don't know what's going on with Danganronpa 2.
Yeah.
All right, we've just completed the first chapter, but this is the difference between Byakuya 1 and Byakuya 2. See, the second half of that sentence, I will live and I will win, Byakuya 2, it's the exact same thing.
Yeah.
But the first part, even as the rest of you fall one by one, that's what's so different. But wasn't that Byakuya happier?
He was.
Because, I mean, this guy's crazed.
Yeah,
and he's
this guy-
miserable.
Oh, he is.
And, you know, like the big climax of the game, the big, like, raw oomph moment of the game was when Byakuya said, I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm never doing this ever again.
Yeah, no more.
And he just, you know, jumped right on Makoto's side. I kind of feel like it's not necessarily letting that burden go, but rather making the more difficult choice to, like, actually accept it more fully.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? I'm just saying that I'm impressed and stuff like that.
戸上の名にかけて。
As long as my name is Byakuya Togami.
The finality of his statement left no room for doubt or question. Nobody but Byakuya could talk that way and sound so convincing. But because it's him, it seems possible that maybe that is his fate. Honestly, the more I talk to him, the more I see how far apart we are.
Aha! I've got it, David! Danganronpa 2! They're all Togami! That's the one he's talking about! Just kidding.
Weird! At the same time, I feel like I understand him that much more. At least, I think I do.
じゃあな。
Now let me be crystal clear. We no longer have anything to talk about. Do not come to me like this again. Goodbye, loser.
I can't imagine any way Byakuya and I could ever become friends in this lifetime.
In this lifetime.
Oh, is that it?
The game hungers!
So is that it for Byakuya? I was just thinking there'd be more. Guess he really is done. I kind of was expecting that there would be more.
Me too.
Ah, so we had done more than 2 events for Byakuya before. Doesn't that mean that it was even more of a coincidence then?
Yeah!
Okay, so in all seriousness, just to kind of give some closure on Byakuya, we spent most of our Let's Play yelling about him, and because I think he was dead wrong.
Yeah.
And so did the game, and so did Byakuya because he changed his tune.
Yeah.
It's hard not to really like him because we spent so much time with the guy.
He had
he's
the
one of the
biggest
main
character
characters.
arc.
Yeah, he had the most complete character arc of any character in this game. I kind of feel like it hasn't really changed anything about our perception because we know more details, but we knew his obscene drive.
Yeah, it didn't really tell us anything we didn't know about the basics.
And his how much pride he takes in himself and his role. He doesn't curse his burden of always having to win.
He accepts it.
He embraces it.
Yeah.
I mean, he wouldn't be Byakuya Togami without it. I can't say it's really changed anything, but yeah, we like Byakuya, and those were good events.
I mean, what more do you want? We'll see you all next time, everyone.
Oh yeah, we'll just end on this nice deflated note.
No one can know that I ate them all.